If you're building a startup in 2026, then you'll want to check out these tools. Millions of companies use them, and many of them startups to get themselves organized. Whether you're building an AI tool using Claude Code or you're fully launching something that's been in your head for a while, these are the sort of tools that you need in your arsenal. So let's dive in. First on our list is one called Attio. Attio is the partner for today's video. Now, Attio is an AI native CRM that's built for go-to-market teams. It's for those teams that want to close deals and not fight their software. Attio has automation so that you can connect your entire stack and build workflows that actually work. Not so much focused on manual data entry and making sure nothing slips through those cracks. Their latest feature is where it gets much more interesting. You can literally talk to your data, ask questions, get insight and take action, all through conversation. So check out Attio below, and thanks to them for sponsoring today's video. Now on to tool number 2. So Linear is super interesting. It's a project management tool, and it's really built for product and engineering teams. So it's mainly keyboard first, meaning if you learn the keyboard, you can learn all of the shortcuts to it. It's really, really fast, and that's why people tend to like it, but it's also incredibly well designed. So through it, you can manage things like cycles and roadmaps with your team, and it really works best for teams that need to ship features and want a tight Git integration. If you're looking for a great deal on Linear, you can check Tool Finder Premium below as well. Get you access to that. There are some notable alternatives as well. Notion, ClickUp, and Jira are also more generalized tools that might be helpful as well. Tool number 3 is Slack. Now, Slack gets talked about so much, but it's becoming even more powerful under Salesforce. It's becoming the default tool for communication in startups. I used it when I joined a startup many moons ago, and it's still being talked about now as well. They've really tried to work on the AI aspect with their recent addition of Slackbot, but they've also introduced things like huddles, AI note-taking, and much more. You've also got the elements of Slack Connect, which a lot of people in startups will really like because it breaks down that friction between communication when working on projects. It's trying to take away email so that you can communicate with that person without those elements in place. I have many Slack Connects set up, and it is much faster than emailing people overall. Now, looking at alternatives, there are tools like Discord, which many startups are looking at, and even WhatsApp as a more secure way to manage, but Slack seems to still be a good, solid alternative for fast-paced teams. Tool number 4 is Vercel. We use this in our company, and I am not going to say that I know all the ins and outs of this application. I leave that to much more my technical co-founder, but it really works best for teams that are using Next.js and React in their setup. It's basically a hosting and deployment platform for teams that are moving fast. Now, as a non-technical person, I really like the analytics that are part of it. It gives you a good amount of data and where it's going. It's not as granular as other sites, but at the same time, having that connected to things like all of the deployment area and being able to manage and host it, it is really helpful. Tool number 5 is Superhuman Mail. Now, Superhuman has had a lick of pain over the last couple of years. Grammarly is now called Superhuman, and it's baking itself into an array of tools to get work done. But Superhuman Mail continues to be a great option for startups. If you are a startup and one of your team or in your team, you are doing sales or communication or relationships or partnerships, Superhuman dramatically increases the speed of that. I use Superhuman, and the reason I do is because I find it fast and versatile, and there's some more and more AI features that are starting to take the weight out of managing the inbox as well as sending emails. You can get 1 month free Superhuman as part of Tool Finder linked below. It is well worth checking out if you're looking to increase the speed of your email. So if you're a founder or you particularly work on operating the business, then you will find that helpful in a startup. Next up is one called Supercut. Now, this one is like Loom. It allows you to send asynchronous video messages to other people. And what's nice about it is it uses AI to help summarize each thing that you post in text format, helping to create chapters so that you can just send something and it does all the manual work of organizing it. You can also use elements like removal of using AI, ums and ahs to help improve the quality of the video. And most importantly, if you're looking to portray the best brand layouts, then what it's going to help you do is set up a brand guideline so that when you send a video, everything looks on brand and makes you come across super professional. A lot of people like how you can almost white label your own experience with Supercut. Now you can get, again, a software discount on Supercut below if you're interested. I believe we got something like 10% off the first 12 months. There are alternatives to consider as well. Loom is also a good alternative run by Atlassian, and there's also another one called Teller and Boom. Both all good tools, but I probably lean towards Supercut if you're a startup. Tool number 7, Granola. This one is great for AI meetings. For example, if you attend in-person meetings or you are taking a lot of video calls and you just want to be present in a meeting, then this is a good one. Why I typically recommend it more for startups is primarily because it reduces the friction between you and taking notes. You still have the ability to take notes, but it works in the background with system audio to record the meeting. Obviously, you need to make sure that people know that it's in the meeting, or however and whatever your policies are for security. But at the same time, having that friction-free meeting where you can just join it and get going is actually a game changer. You can get 3 months free Granola with Tool Finder below. There are loads of alternatives. Fellow is a really good one if you want to set up automations. Otter is another really reliable one in the space, and there's a fair few that is focused on sales and those type of markets. TLTV is one of them as well. I'll include all those links below too. Tool number 8 is almost a must-have. Claude has become more of the workspace AI assistant, and I use it all the time now. I pretty much moved from ChatGPT around about Q3 of 2025 and have been using it for about 6 months now. And I find that using not just the code, the co-work elements, and also the other aspects of it is a game changer, mainly because the models are a lot better and tailored towards integrations with things like Google Drive and many more platforms. So I think this is probably a must-have, mainly and primarily for a thinking partner across your day. Other great alternatives are Gemini and Perplexity. Perplexity's models do include the likes of Claude, Google, and all of the newer models that are driving attention right now. So again, Perplexity is another consideration too. Next tool is called Dub, and it is a great tool if you're looking to attribute your links. For example, if you want to hide or shorten your links, then what you can do is use Dub to do that. But what's different with Dub is it doesn't just help you collect the clicks and those sort of metrics, it also helps you to connect it to the sales side of the business. So you can see a funnel of all of the things that you're progressing towards. Now, if you're a startup and you want to be able to grow your affiliate account, or you want to manage that affiliate element of your SaaS business or whatever it may be, then they have something called Dub Partners. Now, Dub Partners is basically an affiliate management network or platform, but what's nice about it is it's got a marketplace of people like myself who go in and check what's new to be able to release into the wild. But they also have a great setup so that you can create it and get going with it in implementing it in your software. Next up, Mercury. Now this one's talked about quite a lot, and think of this one as the startup banking platform. It's specifically designed for startups, has a clean user interface, and has loads of features that tailor more towards that. So you have instant virtual cards, a built-in treasury for earning yields on your cash, and integrations with your accounting stack already. Now there are alternatives like Revolut Business or Monzo Business as well, but this one seems to be gaining the most traction in places like the US with startup companies. Next tool is one called Framer. Now this one is a website builder that requires less code. So think of a Squarespace alternative, a little bit like Webflow, sort of blended together. But this one is primarily helping you to start mocking up a website and getting it going with technical abilities built in. Now what people like about Framer is the fact that it's so easy to use, but it's also got AI features that are going to help you save you time. The templates are really good, and one of the things that it makes it more attractive, if you don't have that technical person on your team, you can sort of get things rolling with it. So again, well worth considering if you're looking to create an MVP, a waitlist, or anything landing page orientated to get it going using without any technical knowledge. Next one is Google Workspace. Now, if you're looking for a bunch of tools to get you going, then Google Workspace is a really good solution. We use Google Workspace internally, and there's things like Sheets, Docs, and loads of other abilities that get you going. But you can also have the AI starter pack as well, which will give you access to things like Gemini and newer models to get more power baked into what you've already got with that. So again, it's probably one of these ones that's speed orientated because setup's so easy and will just get you going with your email and some AI tools to get you started that you know already and won't have time and won't be worried about learning and those type of things. So if you're collecting lots of different emails across a day, for example, you have a support ticket or help desk or whatever it may be, Missive is a great solution, mainly because you can invite all of your team members, manage your tickets, assign them to people in your team, leave comments, and draft replies together. And there's a whole bunch of integrations within inside it that can help you and your team manage them better. I use Missive for so long for being able to manage my own email, and then being able to connect it with somebody else was also really helpful. It also helps connect SMS, WhatsApp groups, and even social media elements too, to consolidate the conversation into one. So if you're heavy on the help desk side of stuff, this is a good application for that, especially for small to medium-sized businesses, startups that are growing pretty rapidly. There are other tools like Front, Hiver, and Help Scout, which are all good, notable alternatives, which I'll include below. Now, we're on to our final two, and if you like any of these tools and want to get software savings on them, you can check out toolfinder.co. It's a great place to help get better tools. So check it out, link in description. You'll find exclusive rates and great software all in one place. So next tool is called Polar. Now, the reason I bring this up is because a lot of startups are actually introducing themselves to something called merchants of records. This is something that we actually use internally. But for example, if you don't want to deal with all the faff of things like sales taxes or taxes in certain countries, merchants of records basically help you to skip past that in terms of setting things up where they take a higher percentage, but you just get on with building and implementing that subscription inside the tool that you're using. So they take the faff of managing all the sales stuff, but then also take a bigger cut, but you obviously don't have to deal with all that chaos, which is one of the reasons why some people aren't typically going with Stripe these days and looking at these options. Now, there are alternatives like Lemon Squeezy, I believe there's one called Paddle, and also the likes of Polar. And you do need to make sure that you have to meet their requirements when you get set up. But Polar, for us, has been a good one. We've used Lemon Squeezy, not worked as well. They've been recently acquired by Stripe, so probably moving it into their own sort of merchant of record in the future. But I think these type of tools are great to reduce that friction in a team that is growing fast. Now, finally, everything's changing with the world of AI. I feel like workflow automation is just constantly reshaping. There's processes that I had 3 months ago that I just don't do anymore because there's certain things like with AI that I can just set up and do in the background. Zapier is one of those tools that is well worth considering if you're a startup, primarily because once you get it set up, things like help desk or maybe even managing a certain process that a client uses, being able to do it and setting it up from the get-go is probably going to save you a bunch of time as you scale. So again, these type of tools, Make is another good one, and all good workflow automation tools. So check them out in the link in description. So we recommended 15 tools. If you're a startup, you're thinking of starting your own thing, put what your startup is below. It's really interesting to hear. But most importantly, share what tools you're already using and which ones you might steal from this video. It's so good to have Attio as our partner today. You can find more about their CRM below, but I'm very much looking forward to reading the comments, diving into what type of startup you're doing and a little bit more about that. So thanks very much. Please do make sure to have a great week, keep productive, and I'll see you very soon. Cheerio.